Good evening.
Get ready to the countdown.
Good evening, everybody. How are we all? Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. So I will be honest with you, I'm a little bit rushed. I got home about 3/4 of an hour ago, but I managed to finish my private hire on time. It was actually good private hire. I actually enjoyed that in the end. I'll tell you about it in a minute. So today we are going to make a start on Gingin. I have labelled the stream Bellhead. We will finish him off. There's little tiny touches to do, hardly anything. But what I really want to focus on is getting the base done. And I'm just going to do it really simple. I've just kind of had an idea. And I'd like to try and get the bottom half done of this guy, of his feet and that, so that I can get him on the base. And then once he's on the base, I can glue him on, and then we've got a model we can deal with. I am going to try a couple of paints that are not Army Painter. They're paints that I've had for a very long time, from when I used to do acid drop. So they're just random paints. I don't even know if I've even tried them. So it's going to be a bit of experimenting today. So first person to comment today was David Markey, who says evening Penny. Then he says evening folks. David Markey says loud and clear. Music okay. If the music's fine, I've found the ideal volume setting. The volume bar sits underneath the backwards, forwards and play, and it just lines up with the play button then. So if it's fine, then I've got the perfect setting. Tiffany says hello Penny. I did start to watch your stream. I couldn't watch your stream as it was live because I was working, but I did start to watch it on the way home. Very enjoyable. So if you want to jump on, anybody wants to jump on and join me, you are more than welcome. You know, this is a stream for everybody, not just me doing stuff and you guys watching. David Markey says hello Tiffany. Tiffany says hi David. Dominique says evening Penny, how are you? Linda says hi Penny and everyone. Tiffany says I'm listening, just got to give the cat her oh I've got to do mine. It's the 1st of the month. I always do mine on the 1st of the month because it's an easy day to remember. So shadow spirits, where are you? I'll get them later on. I think Shadow used to hate me for about 2 days after I fleed him, but now he's just like, he tries ever so hard to avoid it. He knows when I've got that vial. He must be able to smell it. But when I do, I have to trick him. I have to creep up behind him, stroke him, get him almost purring, and then I just behind the neck and then squeeze it in. It's one of those tube ones. Spirit just doesn't really care. Once you've got Shadow, he's all right. I think he knows it's not going to happen again. I'm prepared today. I have my cup of coffee. I also have my thermal flask, not thermal, whatever it is. Keeps the coffee warm cup. David says hello Dominic. Tiffany says hi Linda. David Markey says hello Linda. Tiffany says Dom. A guy from the 60s said hello Ms Pitstop, hello to you. Linda says oh yeah, I forgot to remind you Penny, remember I did the advent calendar, they loved it. So if you saw my Gus and Bella video, they got an advent calendar and it has six or eight, it was an even number, which was brilliant. But it was either 6 or 8 little bits of what looked like kibble, and I thought they're probably not going to like it because it just looks like normal cat food, and I put them down and they both munched it. So I'm happy. The only trouble is I'm now going to give them the advent calendar in the morning. By the time we get to Christmas Day, they're going to be used to me waking up advent calendar time, and then suddenly there isn't going to be anything. So that could cause a problem. Tiffany says, I opened my Lint advent calendar today. I don't have an advent. Oh, actually, I lied. So normally, guys, I try to avoid religion and politics. I am a religious person, but we try to avoid the discussion. My lovely neighbour brought round this book for me today, and it is 24 readings and explanations on the Bible, and it goes from part 1, the word is in the beginning, Genesis 1:1, and the 24th is looking forward, Revelations 2. And I did read the first page, and it's really appealing for me because it's something to read every day, and that's something I don't do enough. And I always say to people, it's good to read. It doesn't matter what you're reading, it's just good to read. Apparently it relaxes the brain and all sorts of good things. So I will be reading that. It's about 3 pages a day, not an awful lot. And it's, you know, if I don't read it, it's probably I'm making excuses rather than reasons. Yeah, I was, well, I just, you know what, she caught me off guard though, and I was like, but I read the first bit and I really liked it because it's kind of relatable to modern life. But I will read that, and like I say, I don't bleat on about religion. I totally respect everybody's opinion. You don't need to make comments on it. Whatever your opinion is on religion, I will respect that, even if it's totally different from mine. So yeah, I have got an advent calendar. Fuel for the mind rather than fuel for the blood sugar levels. So I couldn't resist. I'd started another 3D print today. I will tell you more about that. I just couldn't help myself. Dominique says, evening Tiff, and then he says, evening David. Linda says, I have that too, and I read mine today. Maybe we can chat about it on Thursday. Not trying to get out of tidying the house, of course. David Markey says, always take a book with me when travelling. Do you know what? When I was doing London and I was going down on the train, I'm really sorry guys, I have a really itchy back. I'm going to do something. I'm sorry. I have a very slightly gammy shoulder. And as a result, there's one area just there I can't quite reach because of my shoulder. And that's the bit that always itches. So yeah, when I was doing London, every 3 weeks I was going down to London. I was coming back 3 weeks later. 7, 8, 9 hours on the train, and I couldn't sleep. I can't sleep on the train seats. I'm usually good at sleeping. The joke being I can sleep on a clothesline, but I couldn't sleep on those trains. And why couldn't I have taken a book with me? I've been trying really hard to read Game of Thrones. I want to read all the books to get the film versus book perspective. But yeah, Linda says, tut Penny, another 3D print. Linda says, and yes, we will chat about the book on Thursday. Right guys, so let me go camera down. We can see what I have got for us. So I have decided, with respect to this marble, I'm going to leave it there because it's a slightly lumpy, and I want to get this finished, and I think this base just needs another coat of black. We'll leave that matte. The matte varnish on him has come out slightly shiny. I wouldn't call that matte. I wouldn't call it satin either, but it's okay because it's the paintwork is now protected. I'm happy with the bit in there. The shine is gone from there where the super glue is dripped, and I would say he's done. So I think he's ready to glue on. We'll glue him on. I think that's the better front side. Where's the worst one? do you know what, now there it is, that's the worst side in my opinion. So I will glue it on like that, then paint black around the base, and I'll call that done. So I'm going to slightly cheat on this. I was going to do this mud. This is the base for this guy. What I've decided I'm going to do, I'm just going to slap green all over it. I'll put 2 thin coats of green on, and then I'll put a green wash on it, and then we'll give it a quick, possibly a heavy dry. We'll see how it looks. Possibly a heavy dry brush of the original green, followed by a light dry brush of a lighter green. And I'm thinking about going for these. I've gone for the colour they've described as light green, which is wild green, and then that will be highlighted with a very light green. Once that's done, this is my plan. I may not go ahead with it. I'll paint all of those flowers white, because remember they'll be green by the time I've finished. I'm then thinking of dropping a little bit of yellow just in the middle, and then maybe we'll hit that with a magenta tone down the leaves, and then we'll do an edge highlight with white, and hopefully it will look like a flower with yellow polleny bits, with a pink, sort of pink leaves, pink white leaves. That's the theory. Whether it comes out like that, I really do not know. I've decided that I'm going to keep this black on the underneath. We'll do his boots, and then we'll see how many of the base colours we can block in. Now, I want your thoughts on something. I'm going to use this for his leather boots, dark leather, and then we'll make various shades of it using this Motherland Earth to bring out the highlights. And I think that might just work. Leather's a bit of a funny one. You don't highlight it in quite the same way that you would anything else. Where all the creases are, you actually hit it a little bit extreme, because where the leather boots are rucking and creasing, it actually kind of wears away at it. But I've got this is a colour changing paint, and I was thinking maybe if we did his outer cloak with it, maybe it would make it look a bit magical. I still haven't decided on the actual colours, and I'm thinking maybe we'll just go for something simple like blue and red. You know, I've kind of got me purple in by using magenta's more of a red, but you know, we'll see what happens. I need to do the cloak before I do anything else, because that's the lower areas. But I don't think we'll hit the cloak today. I don't think we'll have enough time. You know how slow I work. Bearded Veteran Create says, evening Penny, how are you? And I've pinned the link at the top, so let's make a start then. Like I say, all of my painting sessions are just trying things out. Things may work, things may not work. I don't really care if they don't work. You know me. So we'll start off with this wild green, and we'll just do 2 thin coats on the base. Get it quite nicely thinned. Now I am trying to practice in thinning it just enough. I have this habit of over thinning, and that's not a problem. If you over thin, you just have to put a 3rd coat on, or 4th coat, or whatever. But obviously you can save yourself a bit of work by thinning it just spot on. Okay, and I'm not going to do anything fancy with this. I'm just going to get a big ass brush, not that one. I forgot to clean the bloody brush, didn't I? And it's when I did the marble, I tried to use that for the dry brushing. Do you know what? I think that might be a little bit light. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. No, I think I might put the 2nd coat on darker. This is the thing with the paints, isn't it? Until the first time you ever use it, you really have no idea what it's going to turn out like. So I'll carry on with this coat. I want a colour a little bit more like I've got some tufts, so I'm just trying to grab them. So I want them a little bit more. I think I've got some bright ones. Yeah. I want something that'll work with it. I might even end up completely covering. Oh, there you go. Look, this could be my purple, couldn't it? Yeah, we'll pop one of them on the base, and then yeah, maybe a couple of them. Right. Let's see what I've got in the darker green. I want what I would consider a green, a grassy green, and I don't think that's a grassy green, is it? Even with a shade on it. So that's okay. This is what life is all about. I had a bit of a disaster just before the stream. The foam came out of my my paint case, so set number 3 is all mixed. Thankfully my greens are in set number 2. I'm starting to learn the sets now on some of them. Right, I think then the best candidate might be green skin, and then we'll hit that with a highlight of Eternal Hunt. Right, so let's give that a good session drying. Let's try this this leather. So I did mix this beforehand, so right, I'm not sure where we're up to. Dominic says evening Mike. David says hello Mikey. Bearded Veteran Create says I am well, deciding whether to prime a bust or make a base for it. Well, maybe you could do a better job of marble than I did. That could be interesting. Oh God. These haven't been opened for about 4 years. I did mix them before the stream on the Vortex mixer, but obviously not enough. Having said that, I might be able to use that. Yeah, oh, that's actually alright once it's mixed properly. Right. That is, because it's the bit that hadn't been mixed, I can't really, this is actually really thick. I can't tell you if these are thick paints or not though, because it could just be because it's not mixed properly, but we'll see how it goes. I've got this cable wrapped around my leg. Let's find a decent sized brush. So I'm going to block his feet in. So I'm afraid I'm not going to see the chat much because I just took my glasses off. That's actually quite a nice colour, coverage wise. Trying not to hit the black on his cloak. Don't know, what would you call that? This bit there. It's not his cloak, is it? So that is actually one thinned coat over black. It's actually acting quite like a speed paint. It's not, I don't know if you can see that. That's over black. So I'm quite happy with that. Not that I'm now going to go out and buy the full range of colours. See, I can't get right in there. But for a first coat over primer, that's a decent coverage. So these are called Colours of War, and you can tell they're war colours because they come in little shells. I can imagine people buying them because of the shells. because they look a bit cool, but I bet they're a bugger to store, aren't they? I'm probably going to do the sole of his foot, although I'm not going to see it. I might do that a little bit lighter colour. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that for first coat. Obviously, I'm always going to go in with 2 coats, 3 if I think it needs it. But you can kind of tell what you're dealing with on the first coat, can't you? Those citadels, the light ones, things like Wraithbone, they are horrible. I'm really not enjoying citadels anymore. I know there are some good colours. The blues tend to be quite good. But I don't use blues very often. When I'm doing Warhammer, I'm doing chaos colours. So there's going to be lots of skulls, lots of red, lots of brass, you know. And if one of the colours you're using for skulls is Wraithbone, you know, I paint corn. Skulls for the skull god, for the blood god. So you can see that a skull colour is going to be quite important for me. Right, I'm liking that. So I really cannot wait to get the second coat done now, because if that's what the first coat looks like, that's pretty good. So what will the second coat look like? Right, let's try this base with a darker green. Pop my glasses on, check out the comments if there are any. No, there's no more comments. That's not an well, it is an invite. So I'm going to try, I'll try green skin. I know it's, because if you look at the name of the paint, you're obviously thinking, oh, that's orc skin. But orcs, I suppose, can have grassy coloured skin, can't they? And grassy skin could be the same colour as orcs. It's just that there's probably, because we're painting war figures, we're probably more interested in orc skin. You know, if it says the colour of grass, are people going to want it so much? Well, that's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah, that's a lot better. I'm kind of after summery. I just feel he's standing in the meadow, you know, it's just got up in the morning, maybe having a good look around. Oh, sorry, that song just come through my headphones. It sounded like it was coming from outside, like an ice cream man or something. That's a lot better, isn't it? I'm liking that. So I'll remember that. That's green skin. So I think we'll just keep it simple. We'll once that's dry, we'll put a shade over it, and then we'll hit it with a heavy dry brush of green skin, depending on the colour of the shade, on the effect it has, and then we'll hit it with a nice soft dry brush with a lighter colour, just to pick out some of that detail. Then we'll start hitting those flowers. I'm not worried about the black outline of the base at the moment, but if we find ourselves with like 20 minutes to the end of the stream and there's nothing else to do, then obviously that's when I can do that. That is still dry, wet. So what colour shall I do this cloak, guys? I am liking, was it Athol's suggestion of keep the inner cloak as just a kind of a, what's the colour I'm looking for? A strawy brown, Hessian kind of a colour. Do you like that, guys? Ancient stone, skeleton bone, a nice light neutral. Should we give that a try? Skeleton bone with a with maybe a sepia wash. It hasn't got a ton of detail. And then maybe, what colour should we do the trim? That's a good question, isn't it? And then we'll do it the same colour inside and out, and I think that will just keep the process a little bit simple. Almost like I'm walking again before I learn to run faster. So very sad to hear that the British Bake Off has finished. I still have about 5 years to catch up. How long has it been on Channel 4? That's how many years of catch up I've got. Won't be long before I can watch it all on Dave, isn't it? Or what's that other channel? It's like Dave, but it's for, seems to be more for cookery programs. Good food. Right, glasses off time. I think that could work. See how much trouble I'm having with it off the base. Can you imagine what it would be like on the base? That's the only criticism I've got with Loot Studios. They don't seem to take into account people can't necessarily get their brushes in there to paint them. But I think this is going to work. Can you see me, guys? I don't always check the camera properly. I will be honest with you though, guys, I am a big fan of the Army Painter paints. I can't wait for the speed paints to arrive. I can't get in there. See, if his feet were done separately, that would be so much easier. But so far so good. See, now this colour compared to Wraithbone, this is slightly over, no, I think it's probably about just right. And you see it's got pretty good coverage. I mean, it might need 3, maybe 4 coats, simply because it's a light colour over black. So, my private hire today, I had a little, do you know what? You know when something, so, right, I don't know where to start with this one. So, I always say to drivers, if you leave things in the bus, especially your tachograph card, then you're an idiot, because your tacho card especially is a work tool. If you don't have your tacho card, you can't work and you have to pay for a replacement. So it's an absolute fundamental. In fact, I would have been working for the company that I'm working for a little bit earlier had I not had to buy this tacho card from DVLA or VOSA or whoever deals with professional drivers. Anyway, I get home, I think it was Saturday night, might even have been Friday. I get this message from controller, you left your tacho card in the office. And I'm like, oops. So yeah, taco card's in the office. So I said, all right, no worries, keep it safe for me, and I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up before my job on the way to Johnston. Now, my job ticket said I had to go to our Johnston depot. So I swung in by my home depot today, got my card, just about to leave, and controller says, where you going? I said, Johnston. No, your bus is here. So I'm thinking, well, if I hadn't left my taco here, I would have gone straight to Johnston to be told, no, you need to go to Inchinnan. So good. That's actually a good thing I left my taco card at work. But I still go by the this is really hard to paint. But yeah, I still go by the saying that if you don't look after your taco card, you're actually an idiot. So yes, I was an idiot on Friday. So yeah, anyway, so I got my taco card. So now my job ticket said start at 8, finish at 6. But it also said pick up in the city centre. I think it was 11, quarter past 11, something like that. And I thought, well, I don't need to be in work for 8 o'clock. So I left at 9ish, I think it was. Went to bed slightly earlier last night. I went to bed not long after the stream. I'm getting ideas now that I'm seeing the detail popping out on this. He's got a couple of long bits there. I'm wondering actually whether to risk painting some of these robes white. Yeah, so I got in for, I think I got in for about 9 and got to centre. Now the job ticket said it just gave me a street name, which doesn't mean anything to me because obviously it could be one end of the street, could be the other. So I made a guess. It was the road was called Queen Street and there's a train station on Queen Street. So I made a guess that it was outside the train station, because they quite often use points like that as pick-up points because it's people can find them. This brown on the boot still isn't dry, you know. Maybe I don't like that paint. Maybe it's meant to be like that. Right, so we've only blocked one couple of colours in, but what do you think? I'm kind of painting it like it's an undergarment. What do you think? I think that's okay. Now these are going to be brown. We can do this a colour. I don't know whether to treat this as one, that as one. There's a bit coming down there, but it's not part of this. So I think we should do this bit next. So this is where I'm going to have to decide on a colour. Any ideas, guys? You know I like purple. You know I've got purple flowers on the basing material. So I don't have to do anything. Right, what are we up to? Hello Mike, evening Penny. Evening Mike, hello Mike, I'm well. So Tiffany, hey boss. Hey modders, you're fine there Penny. Hi Penny in chat, hi Sprue. David Markey says hello David, and Tiffany says hey Sprue. Right, so that looks dry. Let's slap a wash, green wash which I now can't find. Green tone. We'll see how that deals with it. So I need a nice brush that I can do a wash with. I am investing, I use that term loosely, in some synthetic brushes. Oh, someone's done an emoji, but the emojis don't show very well. Hand pink waving, hand pink waving. I'm going to have to go onto YouTube. So that looks like 4 pink hands waving at me. You know, you're welcome to join me, Sprue, if you want. You know, I try to encourage people. The only thing I haven't figured out how to do yet is to get a big stick and go up to people and say, come and join my stream or I'll hit you. Don't know if that's actually going to have a lot of effect. Oh, it will actually. But I'm going to need a lot more than that. So yeah, I've invested in some, well, so I'm not a fan of synthetic brushes. I know some of you are, but I'm after, the advice I've seen is that I don't think we're going to need 2 dry brushes over that. I don't think that detail is strong enough. If we do a heavy dry brush on that, I think we're going to cover up all of the wash. I think that's quite soft detail. Oh, we have got a joiner. Bear with me, Sprue, I will be with you in a sec. And now I've just ruined the surprise of who's joining us. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only, Sprue and Glue.
Hello, sweet.
How are you, my friend?
Oh,
Oh, that don't sound good.
snowed under.
Snowed under. Are you actually snowed?
No, not physically.
That's right. You know, it's like when you say snowed under in the summer,
Yeah.
it means busy. You're busy.
Same here.
But when you say snowed under in the winter, you're like, oh, are you all right? Is the weather really bad? How are you? Oh, be safe, won't you?
Oh, yes. I'm fine.
So long as you're safe, nothing else really matters, does it?
I'm actually digging bits out for an upcoming stream.
Oh, nice.
If
when
I
is
don't
your
get
upcoming?
them ready tonight, I'm going to be all kerfuffled tomorrow.
Oh, I know that one.
So
Yeah.
I've got to get all these Lego pieces ready for tomorrow.
Nice. Are you doing yours at JM Bricklayer?
Yeah,
Wow.
the Les DIY, yes. I'm
Les
doing the
DIY,
crawler.
yeah. Do you know what? I have to stop watching your show, Sprue, because otherwise I just buy. Some of those things look absolutely amazing, and the prices are very reasonable, aren't they?
Well, I think so.
And they're not pirate copies, are they? It's not like AliExpress. You know, they've ripped off Lego's hard work. These people have actually researched and made these kits, haven't they?
Yes, these are kits that have been designed by anybody.
Yes.
And they purchased the rights to make them.
Yes, which is, I mean, one of the reasons I don't like to see Lego. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got some rip-off Lego kits, but I know that Lego are putting millions into research, and these kits are probably being built years before they're even released. Until they keep doing it till they get it right.
Yeah.
And if someone pirate copies it, it's just Lego are spending this money with no reward, and then they're just going to stop doing it, aren't they? If they're not making money.
Yes.
But these Les DIY, they're not rip-offs. So I'm quite happy to support that, and that's why I can't watch it too much.
Yeah. If you hear rustling, it's because I'm going through bags, but I have got noise reduction on.
Oh, that's fine. I might even ask for your opinion on this as well. No one's a fan of synthetic brushes. We're just not fans of the price of natural brushes. I do know a few people that swear by synthetic brushes. It's not to my taste. And I actually use Rosemary and Co. I try to advertise them as much as I can, because I think they're absolutely wonderful. This one here, this is a sable brush, and it's not very expensive. It's about the same price as a Humboldt synthetic brush, and in my opinion, this one, the Series 33, it's a Kolinsky Sable, is every bit as good as a Winsor & Newton, but about a third of the price. It's
Right.
about, they are expensive. I think my number 2 is about a fiver for a brush. But for a Kolinsky Sable, that's cheap.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking 15 to 20 quid for the same size brush with Winsor & Newton. Now, the reason I've just bought some synthetic brushes is because the advice I've seen is that when you're doing speed paints, use synthetic brushes.
Yeah.
So I've actually bought a mix. They're synthetic natural mix. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get that snap, and you get that, or basically you get the best of both worlds. So I've just bought a couple. They're less than a tenner for 3 brushes, and if they're no good, I just won't buy any more.
See, I only buy cheap brushes because I go through them so quick because I'm
Right.
heavy-handed.
So are you a fan of synthetic brushes,
No,
or do you just buy them because they're cheap?
I buy them because they're cheap, but when they
Right.
start curling at the tip,
Yeah.
because I'm so heavy-handed,
So you're more inclined to agree with Angzar's Art's comment there?
yes, it's more the price
Yeah.
that hits home.
Yeah, no, that's fair comment. I mean, one of the great things about this hobby is that I can have a different opinion from 10 or 20 different people,
Yeah,
and none of us are wrong.
no,
It's just our opinion and our interpretation. I suppose maybe because I use sable brushes, and I use Kolinsky sable, and then I have another set of the same sables which I use for metallics. It is an expensive setup, but it does protect my brushes more, so that means those brushes last a little bit longer.
yeah.
So they are cheaper because they're lasting me. But my Kolinsky sables, I never ever do base work on them. Never.
Let me try
And one thing I definitely never do is I never ever mix paint on the palette with them.
See, I don't know if you can see that, but that's starting to get a curl.
Yes, you can fix that with hot water, don't you?
Yeah, hot water and
Yeah,
brush soap.
but I suppose does brush soap actually work on synthetic brushes?
Yes, very much
Okay.
so. Yes,
Okay,
it certainly cleans the ferrule.
good. I know brush soap is a bit of a miracle thing, isn't it?
Oh gosh, yes.
I mean, I'll probably never use my master's brush soap, but I have now discovered olive oil soap. So if
Well,
I ever,
I used to love my master's soap.
it is great stuff,
Yes,
but
I was
it's
gifted that one, the vegan one, and I found it lasting longer.
yeah. So that's basically olive oil soap, is it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Olive
And
oil based, yes.
I found that quite. If you even if you don't buy any brushes from Rosemary and Co, have a look at their website, because they do have little videos. They are pretty much most of their customers are Bob Ross kind of artists.
They are.
Watercolors and oil paints. So a lot of their videos on there are related to canvas painters, but there's some good tips on there. That's where I found out about the olive oil soap. So if you haven't bought Masters brush soap, which everyone will tell you is the stuff to buy, you know, you might look at it and go, it's a little bit pricey. That's about a year old. It will last you a long time. But I've got a bar somewhere, Holland and Barrett, bar of olive oil soap, £3.99. You might get it cheaper elsewhere, and if you do, get that.
Well, most towns have got Holland and Barrett, haven't they? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Did you just have a glitch? Oh, no, I had a glitch because I lost us both.
Yeah, you lost us.
Do you know what? There must be a problem with my internet. Guys, I'm going to make an apology. I am eating cake. The reason I'm eating cake is I was all prepared today. I bought myself some macaroni and cheese. I stuck the pasta in the pan with a bit of water and a bit of water and some salt. And I forgot about it. And it absorbed all of the water, which meant it absorbed all of the salt. So when I made my macaroni cheese, it was like eating a bucket of salt. So I'm stuck with, sorry Linda, the cake that we didn't have 3 days, I'm having now. You snooze, you lose. So bear with me a sec, I'm just going to check the wings on this print, and then I'll tell you all about my day.
So, hi-ho, chat. How are we all? And what are you up to this evening? I just thought I'd, while I'm sat here, doing not a great deal, but wasting a lot of time looking for parts, I'd come and share it with everybody else.
Right, sorry, I'm back.
Okay.
So I picked these ladies. Well, I was sat outside this train station, and then these ladies came up and said, "Oh, are you the bus for?" It was some hotel I was supposed to be taking them to. £360 a night to stay there.
Oh my God!
Oh, it must be good. Oh, I know. I haven't finished Bellhead. Look, I haven't done the metallic bits.
No.
Oh, that's very bad of me. So I have to do that later on then. I'll do that when the next bit's drying. Yeah, so I had, I think it was 4 or 5 different parties. So I guess it was some booked thing. I don't know. Something. So I said to the ladies, I said, "Oh, am I in the right place?" And they said, "Well, I'm not sure. We were told to wait outside this hotel." I said, "All right, not a problem." So I got them on, and then I just moved the bus up to where the hotel was, George Square, if you've ever been to Glasgow. And then I waited 15 minutes after my departure time, and off we went. There was two of the little parties missing, but that's fine. And I cleared it with my boss, and we agreed 1:45 instead of 1:30. All's good. Got them there, no issues. Nice looking hotel. Just enough room to turn a coach around in, but you've got to be watching what you're doing, that kind of space. Which left me with about 5 hours. So I did a little bit of a drive around, because the boss had given me that job, because he says, "Oh, you can take the coach home with you." And I'm like, "No, I can't. If you've seen my street, I'm not going to park a coach there." So I tried something a little bit cheeky. I went into the bus station and I parked the coach up in the middle of the bus station. And I said to the security guard, I said, "Is it all right if I leave my coach there for a few hours?" I said, "I've got a private party and I live about 10 minutes walk. I want to go home." And he says, "Oh, let me ring like the main Scottish passenger transport." And they said, "No, you shouldn't, but it's up to you." And he went, "Well, it's Sunday, it's not that busy, no problems." So I said, "Oh, thanks ever so much." So I bought him a box of tonic tea cakes, because no good deed must go unrewarded. Yeah. And I came home and I had a couple of hours sleep and I thought, this is all right, I'm getting paid for this. And then I went back, and actually I thought this was quite interesting. I was in a panic because I thought I hadn't put my tacho on brake, which means that according to the machine, I've been working for almost 5 hours. So that means I won't have enough time to go to the hotel, pick them up, take them to Glasgow and come back to depot. So as it happens, I had put it on brake, so I obviously just do it without even thinking. But also I had plenty of time for a break. So I did a little bit of a cheeky thing. I went to the services on the motorway. Now there's a thing called Captain's Club. It's only for truck drivers and bus drivers.
Right.
What you do is when you go to a road chef services, you check in. You have to tell them how many passengers you've got and your registration, and they zap and you get £10 credit.
Oh, wow.
So far I've got £50 worth of credit, which I can cash in at any time, and I get £50. I get Lufter shop vouchers, so they're basically redeemable just about anywhere. So I cashed that in, but I think I got caught out because she goes, "Oh, where's your passengers?" I said, "I don't know, maybe they didn't get off." Didn't have anyone on board, did I? So I got me coffee, and I was having a bit of a laugh with her. I said, because it's one of those ones where you order the coffee and the ticket comes out of the machine. And I said, "Oh, that's a shame." I said, "I can't put a large coffee in a regular cup and pay for a regular." I said, "because it'll say on the ticket." She said, "Well, it won't fit, will it?" I said, "It will." I said, "I've already done it." We used to do that down Sainsbury's. So guys, if you want criminal tips, watch this live stream. You can get a large coffee into a regular cup and pay for a regular. And I'll tell you another tip. You know those do you have the Costa app?
I don't, but my sister does.
Okay, so when you buy a coffee at from a Costa machine, you get a little barcode to scan, and you collect a bean, and you collect so many beans, and then you get a free coffee. And so you go to the machine, you buy coffees, and when you got enough beans, you take them to a Costa shop and get free coffees. Now, here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. That QR code, you can use that as many times as you want.
Oh?
Yeah. So let's say you've got 6 people all buying coffees. One person gets their coffee. All 6 of you scan the QR code. You all collect 1 bean each. Next person gets the coffee. All 6 of you scan the QR code. So basically, 6 people buying 6 coffees, they each get 6 beans.
Ooh,
the machine doesn't go, "Oh no, this has already been used."
Oh.
Because I had someone come up to me before. I was doing my coffee at Sainsbury's, and a cheeky little blighter came up behind me and scanned my QR code. I went, "Oh, you nicked my QR code, you bugger." And he went, "No." He goes, "You can scan it as well." I went, "No, I can't." I said, "That's, it's not like we go to Greg's, you don't get 2 stamps on your card, do you?" And I tried it and I went, "Bloody hell." So yeah, I kind of try and hunt in pairs, and 3 of us now when we go to Costa.
Wow.
Buy from the machines, redeem from the shops. So tell your sister that one.
I will do. Just to let everybody in chat know, no coffee cups were harmed during this advertisement. Sorry.
So yeah, so I got my bean from Costa. Sat up at some science or technology park. I think it's called the Hamilton Technology Park. I
Okay.
thought, well, if it's a technology park, there'll be big car parks, won't there? Just
Pretty
big
cool.
enough to park a coach. And being Sunday, I thought maybe they'll all have the weekend off. So I sat there for ages, about an hour and a half, playing this game. I like that. I really do like that.
That'd be nice with a mucky wash over
Yeah,
the bottom of it.
yeah. I was thinking about making them nice and clean, but it's okay, Spoo. I'll make them mucky if you
Oh,
want.
sorry.
No, it's alright. I was just pulling your
No,
leg
last
there.
time I got
No,
told off for
I
having
was put. Do you know what? I am so sorry. Last week I was tired, and do you know what? I was doing. I was trying to make an intro, and me and Mikey. It's 3 in the morning, and the system kept crashing, and oh, it was. I was getting really, and I just said to him, I said, I've got to go to bed. I said, I'm getting really ratty. I know that's how I go when I'm tired. I'm like a dog with a sore ass.
Hey, it didn't bother me.
Well, well. I don't think you'd be back today if it did bother you, would you?
Well, I don't know.
Well, you wouldn't. If I annoyed you and you hate me now, would you be watching my stream and coming on and joining me?
Yeah,
Would you?
yeah, a
You,
bit
well, you,
bad pattern
well,
is
you're a
it?
bit self-punishing, are you? Oh,
Uh,
there's Penny. She made my life miserable. I know. I'll join her stream again. Anyway, Linda says hi, Sprue.
Hi, Linda.
Kenneth says, afternoon everyone, I'm sitting here playing Star Wars Outlaws game. You were playing that last week,
Oh,
weren't you?
Outlaws.
Or was it
Nice one.
yesterday?
Hi, Kenneth.
Linda says, hi Kenneth. David says, hi Kenneth. David says, hello Angzar. Linda says, well, I can't have any of that anyway, so eat away for... Oh, yes. Poor old Linda. She had an accident, and
Uh-oh.
she has new teeth now as a result. I
Oh,
wouldn't wish dental work on anybody.
no. You know
Lynn,
what? All the technology of today, you think they would have found an easier way of working on teeth.
well, it's not the worst way to work on teeth. I mean, I've seen that horror film, The Dentist. At least my dentist gives me anaesthetic.
Well, he did technically
Um,
in a roundabout way.
oh, what, by putting something in the mouth or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, yeah. So Linda, you've just reminded me, that's where our famous statue with a traffic cone on his head is. He's our tourist attraction in Glasgow. So for those of you that don't know, we have a statue of the Duke of Wellington at a place called George Square. And it's once upon a time, some students put a traffic cone on his head, as you would when you're a student. And I don't know how it got from, oh bloody hell, the students have put traffic cone on his head, to he has a traffic cone on his head. And it is now, it's a thing. And if you don't believe me, Google it. Duke of Wellington, George Square. And you'll see pictures of the statue with a traffic cone on his head. And if that traffic cone ever comes off, there will be kids desperately trying to put a traffic cone back on. And it is our little... Because the first time I saw it, I was on the training bus with first group. And I said, oh, that's really disrespectful. And they went, no, it's meant to be like that. And within a week, I'd seen it with no cone. Spirit's brought a little feather. This is Spirit's feather toy.
Oh, Blair.
And she loves it, and she takes it everywhere with her. And she comes and sometimes she brings it into bed, into my bed with it while I'm sleeping. I wake up and I'm like, what the bloody hell is this? And it's a stick. I have woken up with 2 of them in the bed.
Oh,
I know. She loves it. Goes absolutely mad for them. Spirit doesn't care. Spirit's a little bit more of a ribbon cat. But you know, that's how he is.
My cat's a mouser.
A mouser. I
Yeah.
tell you what. Oh, when he was a kitten, I had an insect in the house, and I put him out, made sure he saw it, and he just kind of ran away. So I wasn't too happy about that, because I do believe, much as I spoil these rotten, they do have a job to do, which is keeping pests away.
Yes.
So I just thought, okay, right, well, you're a terrible pest control then, aren't you? Anyway, couple of months ago, I was clearing the door where my balcony is. Bloody great big moth there, or spider. That was a spider, huge spider. Must have been 15 feet across. And I jumped back. Next thing I know, quick as a flash, Shadow come diving in and killed it instantly. And I'm like, you are redeemed. So he's all right. I mean, I'm on second floor. I don't suspect they'll. Well, if I get mice in my house, there is a real problem with downstairs and the one below that, isn't there?
Yeah. We've got we border the rurals. So our cat goes and hides on the
Yeah.
old school field over the road,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's where he's getting them from.
Do you get presents?
Oh yeah.
So I've heard two theories on the present thing. One is that they love you and they want to bring you stuff,
Yeah.
and the other one is that they regard you as an inadequate hunter.
Yeah, and they're reminding you.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to slap this third coat on. I think it'll benefit from a third coat. It's just, you can't really see it so much, but it's slightly patchy. And then I'll stick a heavy, I was thinking sepia, but you're saying a heavy wash? Maybe strong tone?
Um.
And then maybe try and dry brush it back?
Yes. I wouldn't go overly heavy, but that's what I would do. I would
Okay.
make it look worn, dirty at the bottom.
Well, it has got little rips and tears on it, so I probably
Yeah.
don't want it to look brand new, do I?
I mean, he's an old man, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, but he's not a dirty old man, is he? I'm sure
Well,
he
he might
washes.
as well be.
Well, he's a dwarf smoking a pipe, isn't he?
There you go. Question answered.
Okay, you win.
The dirty old man.
Dirty old
In
man.
fact, if he's a dwarf, he's a dirty little old man.
True. Do you know do you know why you've never seen him shopping at Aldi?
No.
Because he's a little shopper.
Oh, not
I'm
that.
getting a lot of mileage out of that joke.
Oh, wow.
Made my passengers laugh the other day. I know I told you this joke loads of times. I said I got mugged on the way to work by 6 dwarfs. Not happy.
God. Oh, wow. So,
I love that joke.
did you get your head down today like you said you were going to?
I did.
Good.
I did. I actually went to bed fairly early last night by comparison. And I came back and I think I had 2 hours. No, I didn't have 2, I had 1 hour. Because I stupidly said, oh, I'll come back about 3 o'clock. And I didn't need to come back before about 5.
Oh.
So I went back at 3 because obviously this guy has let me do something that others wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I don't want to abuse that generosity. So I kind of pushed it to about 3:30 by the time I walked back. Really nice guy, really strong Irish. I do love the Irish accent. He's Republic of Ireland. Absolutely beautiful accent. Talking of Irish, I found this car. I might have told you about it yesterday. I found this Irish carpenter on YouTube, and I've seen a lot of his shorts, but something he was doing, he says, oh, you can watch the full video, and he made a shillelagh, you ever heard of one of those?
Yes.
So what it is, it's a multi-purpose walking stick. So back in the days when the Irish were, I suppose there's the oppression from the British, was there?
Something like that.
And they
Yeah.
couldn't carry weapons. So the shillelagh is basically, it's a fighting stick designed as a walking stick.
That was it.
And it was sort of going on about how to make it, and it's made from blackthorn tree, and
Yes.
the way that he straightens it, and you have to dry it out for 1 year for every inch of this tree. And he says, I was a little bit impatient and I dried mine out for 11 and a half months. I couldn't wait any longer. But he's very traditional with his tools. He doesn't like his power tools. And he tries to make things fun and interesting, and he really does. And if I ever can remember his channel name, I will pass that on to you. Right. I'm calling that bit done for the base coat, and I reckon those boots, they're still not dry, you know.
Hairdryer.
Yeah, but I've done 3 coats of this, I'm going to call it a dress. I'm going to call it a dress at some point, so I'll call it a dress now. Undergarment. And I've done, look, the wash on this is almost dry.
Okay.
And the Flames of War, what is it called? War colours.
Yeah.
I can't find it, mainly because I haven't got my glasses on. The Colours of War. But saying that, it's that little, what can I call it that's not rude? When you get that little bit of liquid that comes out before the main contents.
Dave, behave.
Did he just hear me?
Yeah. Sat here giggling.
I don't know what's worse, the fact he's laughing or the fact he actually knew what I meant. And he got that very, very quickly as well,
Yeah.
didn't he?
At 75
Oh! Oh! Sorry, Spirit just clawed my leg. Right. Where are we up to? Evening, Linda, David, Marky, Sprue and Penny from Athol. How are you, Athol?
Hey, Apple.
David says, hello, Athol. Hi, Athol. How are you tonight? John Alex Scale Modelling join us. Says, hello, Penny and Davey.
Oh, yeah.
Athol says, tired out from cleaning out my cellar of car parts from my old cars to make room for Celia's new wheels and bits for her M3 BMW at Linda Old. Athol says, hello, John Alec again. David Marcus says, hello, John. Athol says, curry juice, Penny. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good word.
So from now on, when I squeeze out some paint and it hasn't been mixed properly, it's curry juice.
Okay, terrible.
Hey, it's after 9 o'clock somewhere.
No, it was the giggling I like.
Right, I'll be back in half a tick and then I can show you what I've been printing.
Okay, dear. Oh, he is terrible. Right. I think I may have a problem.
Right, I'm back. Right, just got a couple of bits curing for another 2 minutes. Right. So what are we after? Strong tone.
Yeah.
Rust tone, strong tone. There we go. And I'll try and give it a fairly even coat. Obviously that's hard with washers, but we'll do our best.
Oh, wow. This is not looking good.
Oh no.
I am not going to be happy.
Strong tone is black, isn't it?
It certainly is.
I get me Agrax shade and Null Oil muddled up. It with army painters. No, you've got strong tone is brown. It is brown. It's me Agrax
Dirty edges.
shade. And is it dark tone is black?
Yep. You just want dirty edging.
Do you know that'll work because that'll get caught in that detail at the bottom. Look, see how it's brought that detail out.
Yep.
But I really wanna. I'm tempted to say maybe gold, but I think gold will make it look metallic. So I think I probably want yellow maybe, and we'll call that gold thread.
Uh-oh. Why is my Xbox waking up?
That's a lot of letters. Why is my Xbox?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to stop watching 3D print videos. I watched one today, which is the best FDM 3D printer. I am definitely buying that. I'm probably going to, well, I'm not so sure now. Well, you got a 3D printer, haven't you? Which one have you got?
Elegoo Neptune.
That's the big one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, that's actually, I think it's the one I'm looking at.
10 by 10 plate.
Yeah, Neptune. I'm looking at the Neptune 3 Max.
Yeah.
420 by 420. I've got me Enders, which are really good printers, but they're small, and
Okay.
they're 200, I think, 150. They're what I'd call bedroom sized, but the Neptune is apparently the official term for it is helmet class.
It is, yes.
Yeah, which is, it just means you can print a helmet on it in one go.
And
Right.
it would take it all.
Yes. Could even get my fat head in a 420 print bed. That, I think, oh, where am I? Oh, it's because I'm watching it on YouTube. That's why it's not coming up straight away. I'm quite liking that. By the time I give that a bit of a dry brush, I think that'll look, because it won't get right in those deep recesses.
Uh-huh.
And then that is the bottom nearly done, isn't it? Slap some base colour wood on his stick, and we are probably there enough to stick him onto the base. I don't like, well, I've always often worked bottom up because I want to get them on the base, but I want to get, see, I did want to just get all the base colours down. Right, I am going to be extremely brave.
Uh-oh.
Let me get my tweezers. So I think
On stream?
this bit of cloth there, right, I'm going to be inspired by my local priest.
Oh my God.
That bit of cloth there is going to be white.
Oh,
And
okay.
that bit down there is going to be purple. And then the highlight, the runes and things, I'm going to do those yellow. How's that for bravery?
Saved by the wordage.
And we've got what looks like fur there, but they're quite big bits. Would you agree that's fur?
Yeah.
Because it comes out the top there.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So, come on guys, help me out here. His main cloak. I need 2 or 3 colours. Or one colour. It could all be the same colour. But I'm thinking, do I do the inside of the cloak different colour from the outside? And do I do this bit going across a different colour? I could do them all the same colour, and I've completely lost where we are on the chat. Curry juice, that's where we were, wasn't it?
That was it.
TBG says, hi everyone. Oh no, Athol, hope it's all done now, and I hope she appreciates the effort. I'm sure she will. So how are you feeling, Sprue? Any better than earlier on?
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, what was, so you have to fill us in on that one.
Oh, breathing issues, mate.
Oh,
Yeah, breathing issues.
oh, that's not good. John Alex says, hi Athol, David, Linda. Linda says, hi John, how are you doing tonight? Do you see why I've got the best viewers? I think you know you've got good viewers when they're all saying hello to each other.
Oh yes.
John Alex says, good Linda, hope the same for you. John Alec does the best barbecue photos on Facebook.
Oh, did you see that plethora of food he put up yesterday?
Oh yes, yes.
Oh my God, I'd have been asleep for a month.
Yeah, I do suffer when I see his pictures because I like, oh, I'm hungry now. Every time. John Alex says, hiya James, mate. Athol says, hello James, you following us about tonight? Linda says, burgundy for inside. I quite like that. Burgundy on the inside, and shall I consult the colour wheel?
Why not?
See, I don't really like yellow green. Oh, why not? I've got it. Right, how about blue, and I like burgundy actually. What about burgundy on the inside, and we'll try out this turbo dark blue raspberry on the outside. It's a colour shift paint.
Sorry, I'm just concentrating.
It's alright. Bearded Veteran says a purple stole represents grief and repentance for priests. Does it? Red inside, burgundy purple outer robes. I'm liking that as well. We're getting there, aren't we? Burgundy, red. You all need to come stay with us if you're in the DC area. Listen, if I ever find myself in the DC area, you're the first house I'm knocking on. I'm going to make out I'm starving. I haven't eaten for a week. Is there anything you can do to help? And you'll just go, well, I just happen to have a grill in the back garden. Athol says, hi Mikey, the barbecue king of the world. Athol says, hi Dom. Right, let me show you what I've been up to.
Ooh. You know what? I could have swore I had that piece. And I don't know where I put it. But I'm not saying I definitely had it.
So I'm going to steal big screen if you don't mind, Sprue.
You carry on.
So I have today printed off the best animal in the whole wide world. Unfortunately, the body failed.
Okay.
So I just gave him a quick wash in the water, and then I was going to spend loads of effort cleaning them. But I thought he's done enough that I can put the wings on. So he's got no head at the moment. And he's all scruffy because he's not been cleaned properly, but he's been cured. I got these two bits as well. I think they might go there. I'm not sure. The base is printing at the moment, but...
That's not an eagle, is it?
No, it's not an eagle.
A budgie?
It is not a budgie.
A pigeon.
It is not a pigeon.
Oh, okay.
It's not a perfect fit. It is a phoenix.
Oh.
Yes. And the base is all swirly with fire.
Okay.
So I really want to see how many layers of feathers he's got. And I can now see he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus a lump there. So I could probably do... I was thinking maybe do all the feathers red but maybe do a brown edge highlight there. That row can have a red edge highlight. This one maybe an orange, maybe this one a yellow, and maybe the bottom ones with a white.
Okay.
That might be a complete and utter mess, but I'm really looking forward to doing the fire. But some of these feathers, see, they're a little bit ruffled, and I think it adds so much character to it. But I've seen I've seen the Warhammer one done, and he does the row of feathers, different colours. And I did think about doing that, but I think I'm just going to make him quite a dark red, and then when you've got all the flames, I think that'll add so much contrast. I'll paint that over white, so it'll be a little bit more vibrant, but I'll use like where it's going to have like almost black on this end, and it's going to be quite bright this end.
Yeah.
But it won't. I was thinking about doing the fire colours, but if I do fire colours on the wings and then do fire, it might not look right. It might look too much. So he's going to be a little bit darker than normal, and the fire is going to be nice and bright. And I'm hoping that the contrast is going to look amazing. But the base is printing off at the moment, and I don't know why it failed. I'm getting quite a few failures on the print at the moment. It just suddenly says it stops printing, and then it just says no model detected on print bed. And as you can see, that is quite clearly a model, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it stopped printing there. So I was a bit annoyed, but you know, things happen. But I printed the wings off next, and they come out absolutely perfect. So I have I'm doing the base now. The base is 78% done, and I've actually taken the body. I've now taken the unsupported body, and I've repositioned it a little bit. It looks terrible actually, but
Uh-oh.
oh, there we go. When did I stop?
Did you went to but?
Yeah, I was trying to find this. I pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, you
There we go.
repositioned. It
Right.
looks terrible, but
It looks awful, but it might just work. I'm just trying to pull it up. So, share screen, entire. That's the way I've positioned it.
all right.
The reason I've repositioned it that way, it's a quicker print.
So side on rather than upright or over the top.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, bear with me a sec. I'll open up G2 box again, and I can show you the comparisons. I mean, this is kind of partly an experiment, really, because you got to remember where all the support marks are going to be. They're all going to be down one side.
Yeah.
Whereas the way they position it. So that is a 1 hour 38-minute print. Now, if I bring this up, this is another version, another opening of G2 box. Sorry guys, bear with me while I find this file. I'm getting to the point where I'm struggling to find the directories because I've got far too many. Phoenix Forge, 32, Elemental, ready to print, ready to slice. Right, so this one, which is loading up now, is the body pre-supported.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's a bit OTT.
well, it's a good position, but seeing all the supports are underneath,
Yeah.
But because and I'm getting it used, it's normal in my head now. With an FDM printer, the more plastic it uses, the longer the print takes. That
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
It does.
With resin printers, it's purely on layers. It's because it prints the entire layer in one go. You can actually print a big model, a big wide model, quicker than a tall thin one. So that is a 4-hour print because of the
Okay.
height.
So
And
lower
that's
to
the
the
one that,
bed it saves time.
yes. So the reason is this is 2,557 layers
Right.
at 0.05 millimeters per layer. This one is 989 layers.
Okay.
Each layer is printing in 2.5 seconds. So those extra well, it should take over twice as long. But my printer's doing this weird thing now. It is speeding the print up, but it's not lifting the print bed up. It's just tilting the bed. It used to tilt the bed, bring it back, lift the print bed up, and then back down again. And then wait 2.5 seconds. That tilts forwards, that comes up. Now it's just doing that. And it is speeding the prints up, but I'm getting more failures. But I don't know what I changed. So I
Oh,
might actually just delete that profile. And I think what I actually did was I brought a new profile in and I did Mars 4 and then just went with it.
yeah.
And I've got a Mars 5. Now the difference between the Mars 4 and the Mars 5 is it's got that tilting resin bucket, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call
The
it.
tray.
Yeah, so I think that's the difference. So I think that is printing. The slicer thinks it's a Mars 4 and I've actually got a Mars 5, and
Right.
that may make a difference. Right, purple still, red inside. You need to come stay with us. Yeah, I'm just emphasising that you need to. I'm gonna. Everyone take a picture of that as evidence. So if I ever go to the DC for a barbecue, and John Alex says sorry you're not welcome here, all of you can go. No, 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 you're obliged because you said it on chat.
Yeah. We'll all go and live with Zoe's kennel.
Yeah. Athol says hi, Mikey, barbecue king of the world. Hi, Dom. Hi, Athol McNichol.
Hey, Dum Dum.
Yep, that's why they wear it for confessions, which means you could call that figure Sprue the Confessor. Are you much?
Oh.
Are
Oh.
you?
Why am I all of a
So
sudden
I actually, I'm just thinking. So I need a colour of contemplation because I think that's what he's
green?
doing. Green? What? Bright green or drabby green?
It's more like a leaf green.
Okay. Ah, is that going to clash with the base too much?
No idea.
Well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
Yeah.
Fight! How,
Forest green, leaf green.
well, that was green skin, so maybe go a little touch lighter.
Yeah.
Use the Eternal Hunt as a base colour. Maybe do a different, shade on it. Maybe military green instead of green tone.
Right.
Maybe even a black or the brown. Who knows? Bearded Veteran says hi, Athol. Hiya, Bearded Vet. Griffin, these are the guessers, aren't they? Athol says Griffin. Linda says owl. Come on, Linda, you know I like my phoenixes. I'm shocked that you got that wrong. Hello. You can't come. No, no,
Hey,
you will
what's
die
that?
if you walk across this table. Lindsay
Footprint.
says hello, everyone.
Hey,
So,
Lindsay, you joining us?
Athol says, Lord Dobby, evening. Hi, Lindsay, how are you? I painted the D&D one, Griffin, really beautiful. Yes, I think I want to do a Griffin. I want to kind of paint them similar to sort of bald eagle feathers.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problems. Do you know, the way I've got this cat at the moment, it's absolute prime candidate for defleeing. Go on. I'm going to put you on your little bed. Good boy. I cleared that for you special. Lindsay says, I am good, thanks. Bearded Veteran says, hi, John Alex Scale Modelling. Hi, brother. How you doing? Hello, Lindsay. I'm doing okay, thank you, John Alex. Hi, David Markey. Lord Dobby. Athol says, I was looking at a bamboo. Mini. How big is the mini one then? I saw a review of one. It was the video was titled something along the lines of I bought the cheapest 3D printer. It was something like $75 off AliExpress or something, and I wouldn't have paid that for it, to be honest with you. It was all shaky and loose, and but it had a print bed smaller than my resin printer. It didn't even have a display screen on it. It was really funny. But it was the guy obviously had fun trying it out, and but he said, yeah, it's crap, I wouldn't buy it. You are all and always welcome to stay. TBG says, well, John Alex Scale Model, you'll have plenty of meat for the freezer. Did you just say the Eternal Hunt or the Eternal? Who said Eternal Hunt? We've been working through the turkey. Do you know what? I've given up trying turkey. I only ever buy turkey crown, and I only buy turkey because I'm a little bit racist with turkeys, because I'll only buy Norfolk turkey because that's where I come from, and I do reckon Norfolk turkeys are the best anyway. Linda Owl says, well, I like owls.
Yeah.
Eternal Idol, great album. Hi Mikey, hi again David Markey, hi TBG, and we are caught up with a chat.
Ooh.
And it is 10:30.
Yeah, I'm here for another 45 minutes.
Okay, well I'm here. Well, the plan is for me to be here for another half an hour.
Oh, that's okay then.
You know that ain't going to work out, don't you?
That worked out perfect.
Right, so
Do you know that Lindsay's fell down the rabbit hole with printers?
has he?
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm not influential.
No, I think it was more the fact that everybody's doing 3D printing. He wanted something that he could do little knickknacks that he needed for his
Right.
art. And the fact that when he came to visit me, he saw mine.
Yes, a lot of people used to love my. My first printer was the Creality CR10, the big one,
Oh, I remember him.
and you probably don't want to go a big one for your first printer, because I think FDM printers, they have a steep learning curve, don't they?
Well, I was quite lucky with mine. I
Right.
just followed the video perfectly, as
Okay.
they said. And if you follow the video as it states, then you shouldn't technically have any issues.
Right.
Obviously, issues appear eventually, but you work your way through those
Yeah.
with help
Well,
sites,
I
don't
think it took me about a month to actually get a decent print out of mine.
Oh,
But
really?
once I got some good prints out of it, there isn't really a lot that goes wrong, is there?
Not
And
with
you
FDM,
you
no.
know what's gone wrong.
Yeah.
You can just look at it and go, that's such and such. And then obviously you buy your little upgrades. I do like my flexible removable print bed. Saves thousands on hairspray, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
And I just like it because it's so much easier. Because there's nothing worse than having a successful print and you break it trying to get it off the print bed.
You see, I've heard about this hairspray and white glue on your bed mat, and I've never done that.
Have you not?
No, never had to.
Okay.
I've had perfect adhesion.
Is that because the print bed you get with your printer has good adhesion on it?
It's, I think it's because of the texture. It's got that gritty texture,
Right.
and it's because it's so new that that gritty stuff,
Right.
when you scrape the goo
Well, I
off.
always buy magnetic. I mean, saying that, I've not bought a 3D printer for, FDM for ages.
Yeah,
So times might have changed.
mine's magnetic.
Right. So it came with it like that, did it?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah. See,
flexible mag.
my Enders, my Ender threes didn't. And
Oh,
well, so the first thing I did with my Creality, because everyone said the print bed you get with it is absolutely crap, and what you have to do is go to Dunelm and buy mirror tiles, and
oh,
that's what I
really?
did. Yeah, and mirror tiles are really really good, but you need the hairspray,
Yeah,
and it was fine. But then you have to learn, are your prints not sticking because the hairspray's no longer any good.
yeah.
Um, and the trick when you're doing hairspray, don't remove the hairspray. Just keep adding. Just keep
Just
building it
build it
up.
up, don't we?
Yeah, until it's too much, and then wash it with washing up liquid in a sponge, and it kind of turns to snot. And
Yeah.
then you get one of these, and you scrape it off, and you get this big massive snot ball, which is actually really quite satisfying.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know it's just one of those things, you probably got to be there,
Yes.
but it is actually, oh, these brushes, these are branded brushes, quite expensive brushes.
I'll put two
I
in.
can't remember who make them, but they're bristles falling off left, right and centre.
I'm gonna leave it.
Right, okay, well that dry brushing isn't actually doing much, so I'm going to hit it with a lighter colour. It's not actually my regular dry brush anywhere. I can't seem to find them, but I can't find anything on this desk.
I like these for dry brushing.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I've got one coming actually. Rosemary and Co have a set of dry brushes which they say has been developed in conjunction with miniature painters.
Oh, cool.
So and they don't lie, but their products are good. I do like them. That's better, but it hasn't quite got that pop. So right, now I've got a dilemma. I need to clean my brush shape, but I can't dry brush with a wet brush.
That's going to be pants.
What's that?
Can you not just extremely dry brush it, dry brush it, dry brush it?
No, I'm just gonna use a different brush.
Okay.
They come in a set of 4.
Oh well.
No, they come in two sets of 2. I'm actually going to find my dry brush, because I don't think they are actually weathering brushes. Primarily they look good for stippling. I don't know why I spent 30 quid on brushes to do a job that I hardly ever do.
Well, we all buy something and then think, why did I get?
Well, what it was I wanted a couple of brushes. I wanted these synthetic brushes. No, that was when, that's right, I was buying the Streak and Grime. And I bought it from Scale Model Shop. Now I love Scale Model Shop, but I do object to paying postal charges. I don't object. I don't like paying postal charges, and their postal charge is actually more than the cost of the Streak and Grime.
Yeah.
So I added stuff to the order, because if you order so much, you get free postage.
Yeah, it's generally £25 plus.
It's a
isn't
bit
it?
more than that. I think it's about 60 quid.
Oh wow.
But I do this daft thing, right, where I need to spend £5 more to get free postage, so I chuck about 60 quid in the order.
Oh.
So I buy like 60 quid's worth of stuff I don't need, just to save me £3, £4 postage. That's the kind of daft thing I do. Tell me I'm not alone, guys, in that.
No, I don't think you are actually.
Right, so I'm going to dry brush this now with Eternal Hunt. And I did say Eternal Hunt. Is that what was brought up earlier?
That's what was brought up earlier.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
So let me show you the evidence then.
Eternal Hunt. Hunt.
Yes, if it ever comes into focus. Eternal Hunt, also known as green, whereas the green skin is known as a strong green. I think that is...
Not a dirty hunt.
No, I do love the way that
Oh, sorry.
Army Paint have given their paints 3 names. And I think that's great. Because what colour is Eternal Hunt? What colour is Ancient Stone? What colour is Grey Hall Grey?
I've got to say, when I was doing the military builds, my favourite go-to colour, apart from primer, was old wood.
Yes,
That was my
I do love the
favourite
nice
go-to.
wood colours. That's not awesome, but it's okay.
Bar.
Yes, Penny, that's okay. I do agree
Sorry,
with
sorry.
you, Penny. That's not brilliant, but it's okay.
Sorry,
Thanks,
I'm
thanks, Boo.
contemplating here.
It's all right, I'm just winding you up.
That's all right.
It's okay, isn't it?
Yes.
I think
well.
if anybody in chat says, "Oh, that looks really good," I think they're just trying to cheer me
I
up.
mean, you can always, if at the end of the day, if you're still not happy with it, you can even tone it down a little more with a bit of Nuln oil.
Yeah, well, the details are there.
Yes.
You can see this texture. So that's it. It does the job. The job has been done. Right, it is 20 to 10.
11.
So what I'm... Sorry, 20 to 11. So I'll spend the next 15 minutes trying to find a white. And then I'll just block those flowers in. Ha ha ha! There it is. And this, I would probably agree, this might be one of the best whites on the market. This matte white. It is really, really good.
Hydraulics.
So
Where
let's
are
find
the
a small
hydraulics?
brush. Hydraulics.
Yeah, there they are. Need one of those.
Right. My printer's on 90%. It's estimating that there is 20 minutes to go. So it might be a little bit less. So, but I won't be able to show you because it's going to come out with loads of supports. Dripping in uncured resin.
Yep.
And we'll need washing first. Look at that white.
That's nice. What white's that?
This is Army Paint and matte white.
Matte white.
Look at the coverage.
I mean, as a hobby, as a Warhammer painter, the white we use on the Warhammer is a bit on the chalky side.
Yes, yes. This is the trouble with white. It either comes out chalky or it doesn't cover. So you get used, and you get to the point now where you paint 15 layers of white, and you just start saying, well, that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
It's like the debate of removing mold lines. Should you, as a hobbyist, paying all that money for a figure, especially for Warhammer, should you have to put up with mold lines?
Well, I mean, it's a part of the process, isn't it? So
Yeah, but you've been conditioned, haven't you?
yeah, but uh, if it can't be removed at factory for sake of cost, I'd rather have the mold lines there so that I'm not paying as much. Because at the end of the day, if they've got mold lines and somebody's having to be paid to remove them, that's
Then that
more
cost will
cost.
get passed on to you.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I get your point,
it's
but is it not also a case of they're overusing those molds? But
no,
see now, when you
I
put
don't
in
think
that
it is.
cost factor,
I mean, they obviously change the machinery molds when they start wearing. So I don't know. Yeah, the typical saying is you get what you pays for.
well, this is true.
Uh, and I've always known that regardless of company, I'm not picking out any particular company. Regardless of the company, every kit has mold lines or injection marks.
Yeah, I mean, changing away from miniatures, the new Airfix kits are fantastic. However, although isn't that a different process?
Well, it's still injection though, isn't it?
Okay, so we will get mold lines at some point in the future where the
Yeah,
molds,
I mean
because
nothing.
that's what mold lines are, aren't they? It's where the molds aren't quite perfect anymore and they don't quite align properly.
Yeah, I mean, seen as you mentioned it, Airfix, the new Airfix, Spitfire Mark 8. Is it the Mark 8 that everybody's building currently?
I do not
Is it
know.
the
I
Mark
tried to
9?
avoid Spitfires.
There's one. I mean, it's always been a bugbear of the Spitfire,
Right,
where the nose cone across the cockpit front to the engine bay is always gappy.
right.
It's
But you
always
see, again,
been.
that's another thing. We get gaps in our aircraft because they make putty. We now call it part of the process.
Yes.
It's not. It's covering up a defect. I mean, I don't mind. It's all one of those things. Peter Oxley brought the video. Is it Peter Oxley? No, it wasn't Peter Oxley. It was I can't remember who it was, but he did deliberately make the title of his video clickbait. But he said Tamiya are the worst kits, and what he was basically saying is you have nothing to do with Tamiya kits other than build it. You know,
That's true.
there's no defects with it. It fits together perfect. It is modelling porn, isn't it?
Yes.
And if you like that challenge, stay away from Tamiya.
Well,
And
Tamiya are just shy of kits without glue.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's the old saying, isn't it? Tamiya kits build themselves. They almost do. I'm not happy with this brush. I'm losing the point. So yeah, I mean, it's actually nice to do a kit that's got problems. I mean, I had one kit. It was made by Special Hobby.
Okay.
I had so many issues with the nose, and I almost gave up on it. And then I managed to sort it out. And it was actually the manager in the hotel who said this. He goes, "Yeah, but when you get it right, you'll get a lot of satisfaction out of it." And he was absolutely right. I wouldn't let it defeat. I could easily have given up on it. I don't think anybody would have objected. I think they would have all said, "Well, Penny, you give it your best shot." And I just kept plodding on with it. I spent about 3 weeks on that nose,
Uh huh.
and I suddenly got it. And I'm like, yes, I'd done that. Now, if I'm not in the mood for fixing problems, I'll do a Tamiya. But I tell you, the kits I really do like are the Airfix starter sets. They're really
Yeah,
nice.
you see, I've not had one of the new ones. I've had the older sets.
Right.
So, I
Oh,
mean,
so you'll be getting the mould issues then.
I'd be biased with that statement. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as a kid, I developed a hatred. I think this is a very common story, I think. I really didn't like Airfix.
I think a
And
lot of us went through that.
yes, but part of the reason that I didn't like Airfix was because they don't do the kits that I like. They're mainly British kits, aren't they? British subjects.
Yes.
And I'm not into the British subjects. There's a few that I'm after. I'm very disappointed that they haven't brought out a 48 scale Jaguar yet. If they bring out 48 scale Jaguar, I will be the very first in line. I will buy the very, very first copy that is ever made. And I don't care what they'll charge me for it.
See, I'd like the original Bentley to be remoulded.
Oh, what, that big scale one?
The blower,
Yes.
the Bentley blower.
Is that a good kit though?
Oh, you know what? When I was a nipper, I loved that car. Don't know why. And the only downside to it was the engine strappings. You know the bonnet straps.
Yeah.
Oh, they were a pain in the backside. They didn't want to sit. They didn't want to go down. They were annoying beyond belief.
Do you know what? It's not a scale model, but I can show you what I feel is my biggest achievement. And I'll just finish these flowers off. This flower. The wheels on the Model Space E-Type Jag. What a bloody pain in the arse. Spoked wheels.
Oh yes,
4 rows of them.
yeah,
Took
and
me
they overlap.
Yep. So it took me 45 minutes to do the very first row, because the first 2 or 3 attempts I got right near the end, and the more you do, the more spring loaded they become, and they just went twang all over the room.
Oh,
I think I got it on the 3rd or 4th attempt. Then I got the second row in, and they are harder on the second row. But the 3rd and the 4th row, because it's on the other side, it's like doing a different wheel. So once you get those first 2 rows in, then I finally finished the wheel, and then I realised I'd done all the spokes in the wrong direction.
uh-oh.
So they all had to come apart. And I eventually got them. And when I'd done them, I'm like, I'm so pleased with myself. Right. That's a really good point to stop, because my paint is getting thick on the brush. I'm running out of good paint on the palette, so I need to make some more up. Right, so oh, here we are. So this is the spoked wheels for the Jaguar.
Oh wow. Wow, they took some doing.
Oh, they did. They really did. But they are absolutely solid. I
Nice.
could not get those screws in quick enough, because once those screws went in, that's it, they're done. But I thought it was a little bit cheeky that I think the first wheel they did over 1 stage, possibly 2, and then I think the 3rd and the 4th wheels, I think they were done over 4 stages.
Wow.
And I'm like, really? You're charging us 40 quid for 1 wheel?
Yeah.
Because they just stretch them out a little bit, don't they?
Yes.
If you notice, all the newer part works, they have more stages. that is way, way, way over thinned.
Bananas in pajamas are coming down the stairs. Dooby-doo-doo, dooby-doo-doo. Oops, sorry, John.
Why the apology to John? You're singing or what you're singing?
What I'm singing.
Okay, why is that a bad thing? Does he
I'll let-
not like...
it's just a chat thing.
Okay.
9,
So what
12.
you've just said there is I obviously don't watch your streams enough.
No. We
Well, in
don't
all...
always do it. John has a story about bananas, so everybody
Okay.
sort of like jumped on the bandwagon with bananas in pajamas.
Oh, I am a member of a Facebook group called the Dull Men's Club.
Oh, I ought to be in that then.
Oh, it's actually really funny because some of the stuff they talk about. There's a couple of guys in there that can talk a dull subject, but it's actually quite an interesting read. But this is where I learned the term banana for scale.
Hey,
So, right, so when you've got, I don't know, I noticed that this tin of beans was a funny shape, and they'll show a picture of the beans and they'll have a banana, and it's banana for scale.
all right.
Apparently it is actually a common thing. So I must have been bored because I looked up on Thingiverse and I found a 3D print of a banana, and it's got written on the side of it for scale.
Oh, good night, Dominic. Have a good one.
Oh, am I missing Dom?
Yeah, he's gone.
Sorry, Dom. Take care, Dom.
There you go.
Right. I think the word pretty is actually quite appropriate though.
Oh, nice.
It is nice, isn't
Come
it?
out well.
Yes. And that's one layer of white.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's Army Painter Fanatics white paint. Right, so that brown must be dry by now. So I'm going to slap a second coat onto that, and then I'm going to call it a day.
Okie dokie.
Right, where are we up to? That's another live copy. Oh, is that what you singing?
Yeah.
Only if you sing well.
Yes, only if you're good.
I like Eternal Idol. Great. Hi, Mikey. Hi, David. Hi, David. Hello, James. Okay, time for bed night. I'll take care, Athol. Sorry if I missed anyone and they're gone now. Night, night, Athol. Night, Athol. Get a laying off, Athol. Cheers. Bananas in pajamas. Hi, Athol TBG. That's another live copyright strike. Ha ha. I'm going to bed. Have a nice evening. And then night, Dominic. My old man was born in Arbroath. Migrated here. Got drafted to the Korean War. Oh, John, would you like pictures from the Korean War Memorial? They have got a lovely war memorial here. Apparently people come from all over the place to see it. But myself and Linda went, and it's not that big, but we went for a bit of a walk round, and there's some rather steep, really good dog walking area, I would refer to it. But
A leg breaker.
yeah, I don't think me and Linda were quite prepared for it. I did have my walking boots on, and I'm glad I did. But I think, Linda, how would you rate that walk? A 3 asthma attack or a 4? But what do some old woman comes along with her dog and she's like, whoop, 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 hello, and I'm like, really?
Wow.
But it's actually a really nice walk. I mean, I wouldn't fly here from DC just to go and see it and then go home. You know, it's what were we there, Linda? A couple of hours. But yeah, because I said to Linda, I said we'll have to do this again. It was that nice autumny weather. It was a bit cold. You definitely needed a coat. It wasn't raining, but all the grass was wet from like dew, and it was just nice.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, it's finished. Right. Okay. I'm going to try and show you this base. I don't know if I'm going to be able to though, but and excuse the gloves.
Gloves. Gloves. Guys, dare I ask about the glove?
In pajamas, I'm going to shoot you straight.
Catchy tune, that isn't it?
I'm going to have to trust you looking at this because I can't hear you because I haven't got my headphones on, but that's the bass.
Oh wow! Wow, that was a quick flash.
Oh, off in one. Beautiful.
Oh, she did it in one.
Beautiful.
God, is she on the keep fit table?
Oh, that stinks.
Oh, let's get this on the tool then. 6, okay.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, so John Alec, next time we go to that war memorial, I will get you some pictures. It's got all the names it's all the British people that served. Because I didn't realise that. I didn't know that there were British people served in the Korean War.
Yeah, most nations.
Yeah. I didn't realise it was that widespread. But it was protecting the world from communism, wasn't it?
Yes.
Right, sorry guys, bear with me.
3, 1, and a 2 palm.
I had trouble this morning sending files to the printer via the Wi-Fi, so I saved them to a memory stick. Oh, I've still got my coffee.
Yeah, I'm getting mine.
So nice to have a hot coffee at 11 o'clock. You haven't had to get up and make it. Linda, that's when I realised I wasn't as fit as I used to be, and I was waiting on new inhalers. That's it, I was a little bit worried because you didn't have your inhalers, did you? John, the memorial is lovely, but the walk wasn't. But the weather was dry and not too cold. Yeah, you needed a coat, but you didn't need like a big fur coat on. I mean, that was the time of the year. Right, so it's gone 11. So next time, when am I going to be streaming next?
I don't know.
Why am I asking you, Stu?
I don't know.
Right.
I rely on the pop-up.
Yeah. So I think it's Thursday, Friday. I'm looking forward to these next few days. Obviously we work 4 or 5 days a week, but I've just done 5 days on the trot. But now I've got 3 days on, 2 days off, 3 days on, 2 off, then 4 on, and I'm moving house. Right, so I am next streaming Thursday and Friday. So what we will try to do, I'm going to get an extra and I'll get that second layer on these, and then we'll call it a day. So we'll put, I might just hit that straight with the highlights, no washers. So I'll get that second coat on there. So we'll start working on these flowers, and I think what I'll do is I'll put a little yellow dot in the middle, and then I'll put, what colour wash did I say? Magenta. And then I'll try and paint the outsides of the leaves to leave that magenta in the middle as much as possible to make it look like a line going up. Yeah. And I'll thin the white down a little bit more, and I might do 2 layers. So I'll do like that much, and then I'll do that much on the outside, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So once these feet are done and the flowers are done, we can position him on there, glue him on. Do you know, he's looking all right now, isn't he?
Looking colourful. He's looking.
I think he's looking nice.
There.
Do you think that's work? That's how I'm you know, I know he's not a hobbit, but you know the early scenes of the Hobbit, when he's like he comes out of his front door and he's just looking at the village. That's how I'm imagining this figure. There's no wars or anything going on. He's in a little bit of a peacetime at the moment. Can you see that on him?
Yeah, he's just chillaxing.
Just chilling, yeah. Yeah, he's got up in the morning. He's having his first smoke because his wife's moaning at him because she doesn't like the smell of the smoke.
Yeah, get out the house. I'm trying to get cleaned up.
That's it. So he's going to have to smoke outside. So he's one of those doorstep smokers.
Oh, I know the type.
Yeah. Do you know what? I had a friend when I was young. His mum used to smoke on the doorstep, and you'd often see her. Thinking about it, I don't think she was a heavy smoker, but there was no smoking in the house, and she smoked on the front doorstep. And a few years after I'd moved away from the area, I looked up my old house on Google Maps, and I followed the street, and there she was on Google Maps smoking at the doorstep. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was funny. Right, so let's get this. What did we call this when it first came out? Cheese. Oh, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to screenshot it.
You've lost me on that.
It was something. It was. Oh, I've lost a word now. I will find it. I will find it. We'll try and.
Bag of grey pens.
Curry juice.
Curry juice.
Curry juice. So let's give it a better shake this time. See, I think this bottle is a little bit too thin. There isn't room for it to move around. Does anybody else use these colours of war?
I've got one.
Yeah. How are you finding them?
It mixes well.
Yeah. Oh, that's much better. That is much better. Now I've actually mixed it. Look.
Oh, that's come out all right.
That's much better, isn't it? So yeah, it must have been that I just had
too much curry juice.
Too much curry juice at the top. Yeah. So that is our new saying: if you haven't mixed your paint properly, it's full of curry juice.
Because curry juice, as everybody knows, the oil sits around the edges and on the top.
Yes, so it is a better word than we think. Was that actually a thing, or was that just what he came up with?
That's what he came up with, wasn't it?
Okay, all right. So it was accidentally really appropriate.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Right, sorry guys, glasses off moment. Oh, do you know what? That is really nice over the black. Where it's not quite gone on even, it's like a reverse shade.
Awesome.
And it actually looked nice. It was dark on the highlights, but it actually did look nice. Right, so what we'll do on Thursday is we will mix a little bit of the lighter colour in with this leather, and we'll hit the high areas because there is really good detail. Let's see if I can get that. I can't see because I've got my glasses on, so I can't see if you guys can see. So you'll see there's actually quite some heavy detail on those boots.
Oh
So
yeah,
that is
nice
just,
actually.
yeah, that is just ripe for mixing in a lighter leather colour and doing worn leather effect. One of the best paints I've used for leather is scale 75, but it's so matte. It takes matte to a new dimension, doesn't it? Have you
Yeah.
used scale 75?
No, I've seen it used.
It redefines matte. It's almost ends up with a texture of sandpaper. It's so matte.
Ow.
And this is the trouble with mixing paints, because you get different finishes.
I've lost my suspension.
Okay. That reminded me of a quote, but I can't remember the quote. Blackadder. I'm not something about oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's here
I think
in
it's one of
front
the
of me.
Bob. I think it's one of the Bob episodes,
You know when you look for something so hard you can't see it.
and it's right in front of you.
Yeah, right in front of you.
Yeah. Have you actually moved? When you're looking for something, have you actually moved that object out of the way to look for it?
Yes. Isn't it horrible?
It's weird, isn't it? Right, guys, I'm calling him done for today. All we've got to do to get him based is obviously I need to finish the base. I need to get those flowers looking like flowers rather than white specks. We're going to have to do the highlight, but the outside of that, I think we can actually do that on the base. Yes, it's just manoeuvring around the feet. I'm really liking that. I mean, it's a long way finished because it's mainly base coats, but yeah. And then we can actually start working on him properly. Just bear with me a sec. My phase 1 wash is done. Oh, I'm gonna need it. I'm an idiot. So I've sent this print to the printer and I'm looking at it, I'm wondering why it's not printing. And that's because I haven't actually hit the print button.
Uh-oh. It normally helps if you do that.
Yes, yes.
Well, in the time I've sat with you, thank you very much for having me.
Always a pleasure having you.
I've amassed a few pieces.
Nice.
Not many,
Let me
but
put you on big.
there's a couple of 100 pieces there.
Nice. So is that you almost ready for your stream tomorrow?
Almost, yeah. Another hour or two, and I'll have enough, I think.
Okay. That's the one. I'm not having people staring in disbelief at my willy suspension.
Wow,
That's a quote from Blackadder.
Wow.
Did you see my stream yesterday, Sprue?
I did. I was.
Did you see my wonderful miniature holder? You can't see it because I put you on.
You're
big.
on. Yeah. Yes, I did actually.
And it comes with a base, so if you're dealing with something big, it just stops it from falling over.
Yeah, I've got to ask, how is it spring loaded?
It's spring loaded at the moment with a hairband. It should be spring loaded with an elastic band.
Okay.
So you have the handle, you have this slider, which I put a bit of 3-in-1 oil on, which wasn't the best thing to use. I probably want a bit of grease.
Yeah.
But I'm going to wipe it all off. I'm going to hit it with a sandpaper to make it absolutely flat.
Yeah, yeah.
You get 2 sliders. You get this one, but for these bits there, they're exactly the same.
Yeah.
The long one has just got this extension on it,
Oh, cool.
and you've got these cutouts there to handle the square bases. They are hard to do. Should have used this base in the first place. It's not perfect because when you're doing the square base, you're now working at it 45 degrees. So you have
Yeah.
to, but it holds it. And this outer one is for large bases. You could realistically go that large.
Oh, that's good.
That is a very large base, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea,
Yeah.
that.
Might be better in, but look, this is I mean, this is the smallest base I know of. Handles that absolutely perfect.
Oh, that's good.
And this is the, because he's in 75mm. So he goes on the second notch. He's not big enough for that big one, but that'll go on there easily enough.
Yeah, the base will go on it.
Yeah, I think the I'm not going to be able to show you because it's not been cut, but he's Solaris will go on there. Here you go. I know it's not the biggest base. In fact, actually, it's bigger. It's too big for this.
Oh, wow.
And he'll go on, but he's going to have to go that way, I think.
Sideways on, yeah.
Yeah. It's just
But at the end of the day, it still fits.
Yes. Yeah. So look, because it's not running smoothly, sometimes you get one side, but yeah, it's but let you still see I've got all the supports on there. I think if I just sand those out, but it's a little bit smoother than it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So I think it's just I'm wearing it down a little bit. There you go, look. So
cool.
Perfect. And of course, because it's going through a slicer and you're not buying it, you could size it up.
Yes.
But
yeah, you could, couldn't you?
If that hand, I mean, I can imagine some people would feel that is, so perhaps put that through, that's glued in there, by the way, into the slider. If you cut that bit off in slicer, made that bigger or longer or however you want it, and then reattach that bit, because that bit needs to be the same size. You could make that slider longer, because your size of your bases is restricted by the slider, because you can't go any further than that because it'll come off the slider. But if the slider was longer, you could have it that long.
Yeah, as big as you wanted.
Yeah, and it sticks. Basically, this'll cope with anything up to about 2 inches wider than the slider. So
cool.
Yeah, I like it, and it cost me, correct me if I'm wrong, Linda, about call it £3 to make, including the base.
That's good.
So you only want one base, don't you?
Oh.
But if you made that wider, you wouldn't need the base. It's just that it's fairly stable, but if I was to put Bellhead on it, it starts to become very unstable, mainly because of the shape of Bellhead.
Top heavy.
He's got that axe hanging off to the side.
Yes.
That's what's causing the you see that he's off on one side. So you will need the base, but I would say the majority of the figures you won't need that extra base. I mean, I know he's a small figure, but this is the 75mm base. Sorry, the base for a 75mm figure. And I don't know if I want to do the 75mm, because I think the 28mm are kind of normal size figures, aren't they? That's Bellhead in 28.
I love that figure.
I do love him myself.
I'm so waiting for you to paint one of them.
I am. I've done him.
No, the little one.
Or I could stick it in your box by way of apology for me taking so long, and you could paint him.
Oh. Oh. Why apologise?
Because I haven't sent the boxes out. No one's got anything off me, and it's just
Doesn't matter,
I,
you're
I,
busy.
I know, but
You have real life issues.
I have this problem in life where I have reasons, and then there comes a time when the reason turns into an excuse.
Well, this is a standing joke, right? So everybody knows about it. Ask Marcus how long I have been waiting for a prize that I won.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mind you, saying that, I mean, I think the record for receiving a parcel is probably held by Peter Webster.
Yes.
Too soon?
2 years I've been waiting so far.
Oh, that's a pretty good go on that one then. Do you know what? I do like this. If I hold him like that,
That's gorgeous.
he's
That's a
full
lovely
out.
one.
I do like that.
Yeah.
You can't really see him that well, but so now I can't wait till this is like people say they don't believe me. I go into work all happy, right? And they go, "How can you be happy? You're at work." And I say, "Well, it's because I've done something with my days off." I mean, I was a little bit disappointed yesterday with how much we've actually packed. Most of what we did yesterday was moving the boxes that we've already packed. But
Yeah,
then
but
Linda,
you've got them in a place that you know where they
yeah,
are.
but Linda pointed out that in order to get the boxes there, I've had to take that shelf down.
Yes.
So we have done something yesterday. Now, but what more importantly, the next 3 mornings where I'm on late and I'll be up maybe 3-4 hours before I need to be at work, I can do an hour. And it's given me that space to be able to do the next 3 days.
Yeah.
And we were going to be doing some more packing today, but some idiot decided that they were going to agree to go into work today.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, 10 hours work and I'm moving house in 3 weeks. It's not like it's not, it's not useful, is it?
No. And you get the bonus at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Or the
And
month.
I really can't complain. I've been paid 10 hours. I've worked out, I've done just over 9 hours from leaving depot to getting back to depot. And I've done 3 hours driving. Half of which was driving from, I dropped them off, came home, then went to Hamilton, and then picked them up.
Putty Cat Lights Ecto-1.
Yes, yes. Spirit, don't knock my wire. Don't jump up on there, that's resin area. Right. Hello. I know. I'm horrible to you, aren't I? You sit there crying. No! No! Psst. Yeah, you know that noise, don't you? She's a little tinker.
Bless them.
She's a... Do you know what? It was a word I was thinking about today. I think it's Irish. And that's the word heathen. Isn't that a lovely word?
Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not meant to be, though, is it?
Is it not?
No, heathen. I'm trying to
Heathen
think.
is a bad. You're being bad.
Yeah.
Your kids are being little heathens. I think it's a wonderful word.
No, nowadays they're hooligans. They're not
Wow.
heathens.
Now, isn't hooligan? Isn't that a Viking word?
Think
No, no. The Vikings were hooligans. Or is it Scottish? It's basically anyone that isn't them is a hooligan. But it wasn't the hooligan an actual tribe. That was their name.
I don't know. Well, that bit I don't know.
I don't know. Right, guys. So I'm happy with what I've done.
Linda, there's no cake left.
Yeah, and there won't be by the time she comes round on Thursday. I'm sorry. So yeah, this body is now being printed. So hopefully by, well, it's only a 2-hour print.
Can I
So
show you my wings that
I
I
don't
well,
know. Can you? Should I be mean and say no?
I'll show you a pair of my wings.
Oh, you're going to show me a pair of. Oh, they're nice. They're very nice.
Now these
What's
are two, these belong to a figure that I call the Fallen Angel
okay?
that is still not finished.
I like.
I got to a point where I was losing my will to live. I took a week off and I did nothing.
No, you need to sometimes.
I will be getting back to this at some point because I enjoyed painting this.
So, with figures, are you like me in that you'll see something and go, oh, I like that?
Yeah.
Or do you actually have a
No.
thing in mind?
No. If I like something, I really do mean I.
Right. So you could see something that you're not even thinking about now.
No.
You could see it tomorrow and go, I want that.
Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah.
Right. Because that's how I'm going to end up. Well, I'll say this guy was. I mean, when I ask you guys to vote on the next figure, obviously I'm not going to select one that I don't like. But obviously this Ginjan, whatever his name is, that's you guys have voted on him. But like I say, I wouldn't go, well, that's horrible. I'll put that in and see if they'll vote on it. But my plan is, well, I don't know what I'm going to do during December because by the time I come back streaming properly again after the Christmas break, the next month will come out.
There you go. Heathen is somebody who is godless.
Which is possibly why it's an Irish word, because you're probably acting in a godless way.
Well, we were
It might not even be an
English heathens, weren't we?
I like that word. You know, when you call your kids heathens.
Right. I'm going to leave you to it, Penny.
Yes, well, I'm going to disappear as well. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, guys. I will be back Thursday. Now, I am keeping the 9 o'clock time for the rest of the year. I'm going to go over to 7 o'clock from the new year. It just gives me a chance to move my house and everything. So, we've had no music for ages, have we?
No.
It's because I accidentally hit the pause button, but no one said anything, so I blame everyone.
Well, you were busy.
Exactly, behaving like little demons. Right, so I will let Spruce say goodbye and then I'll hit the end stream button.
Bye, guys. Take care. Play safe. Stay safe.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Goes on a bit, doesn't it? Well, you've listened to it this far, but you probably won't again.
So we'll be taking even less care from now on.
The singing might go off a bit, and the words won't have to rhyme.
And there's no line here.